This is for your daughter.
They're harassing me,
Let her get her stuff and then.
There are so many wrong people in this video. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. You have to go and see the entire 4-part video in order to get a full understanding of what's going on here. Just on the surface, it just says that the father, who has a protective order against him, is not allowed to, it has a restraining order. And he shows up at this birthday party for his daughter, and this whole thing ensues. Now, a lot of people are like, he got a restraining order. I don't see what the problem is. Why the police didn't arrest him. But I'm going to break it down to you as to why. So before you go ahead and formulate your opinion, if you've already seen it, I know you may already have your opinion. But let's just look at some of what are factual things first. The factual things is that there's a restraining order against the father. That's factual. The father does not have additional warrants. That's factual. His daughter, from her, was having a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese. Factual. But what is also factual is that a daughter that he has with another woman was having a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese prior to his daughter with the woman in the video having a party at Chuck E. Cheese. So he was there 3 hours prior to her showing up. Factual. Now, restraining order doesn't mean that if a person is somewhere before you get there and then you show up, that person then has to leave. It doesn't work that way. So for all the people in comments who were saying that, it's a restraining order, it's a restraining order, not if he was there first. You have to understand how that works. But there's a problem, because in the very beginning of the part 1 of this video, he shows up with gifts. He shows up walking in with gifts for her daughter. So what is the logical timeline that more than likely happened? He was there with his new girlfriend and their child, and they had a birthday party. Party lasted for about 3 hours or 2 hours, however long, but long enough for him to notice that his other daughter was going to have a birthday party there. He most likely left, went, bought gifts, and then returned to the birthday party to try to give that daughter some birthday gifts. Because he does express that they was having a party there already, and that, they had done their party, and then he brought her some gifts. The father is in the wrong. Once your party has concluded, you do not have the right to come back to your daughter's birthday party. Or he may have previously known that his other daughter was having a party there and already brought gifts. But in either situation, if he was already there and she decides to go ahead and stay there with the other daughter, he doesn't have the right to cross the room to come in and become a part of their party, or leave and come back and become a part of their party. He does not have that right. You just lost your whole thing of you being there first once you do that. So the father, wrong. The father and the new girlfriend are wrong for constantly, and grandfather, constantly wrong for constantly following this woman. The grandfather, in an act of trying to reason with her, for the most part, he has a few little shots that he takes, but trying to reason and be the voice of wisdom, I guess. But once the woman decided that she didn't want to be a part of them, they should have left her alone. So they did harass this woman, and should have been at least a warning about harassing her, because following her around the Chuck E. Cheese, out into the parking lot, in and around the parking lot, they are all wrong. When a situation happens like that, you just leave. You don't try to force your will. Now, the only part that the mother was wrong about is that she, every now and then, would engage with them in conversation, whether it was about the birthmark on her neck, whether it was about nude photos, whether it was about her being jealous of the new girlfriend. The new girlfriend was just completely wrong, the whole way around. All she was doing was instigating. You know, I mean, her and the baby father, they just Thug Life Nation instigating, just want to create problems. But her engaging with them is the only part of the situation that she got wrong. So for the most part, this was a father, a grandfather, and a new girlfriend behaving badly when they seen a situation where they thought that they would be able to get away with superseding a restraining order. I don't know. He kept saying that she's crazy. She tells lies, all this kind of thing. I don't know if the restraining order is true. She did lie about him having additional warrants, and the police was like, we checked and he doesn't have additional warrants. So that lends a little bit to whether or not she is factual in all her information. But for whatever reason, she was awarded a restraining order, which means that something must have happened that a judge thought was good enough. I know that doesn't always mean that it's correct, but in most cases, it is. So this father is immature, and I'm glad that she's not with this man. Because if he is so immature that he can't recognize that, okay, even though I was here first, I don't have the right to go leave and come back to now be a part of that party because you weren't originally part of that party, nor do you have the ability to be a part of that party. Whatever your arrangements are for seeing your child, being a father to your child, you keep those arrangements. You stay within those arrangements. And obviously the mother doesn't want to have to do with him or the father or anybody else. It doesn't matter that they used to live with you. That doesn't mean that she owes you anything as far as the mother to the grandfather. She doesn't owe you anything because she lived with you and you've done things for them. If you didn't do it out of the goodness of your heart or just being a grandfather, then why do it? Don't do it at all. But I really want to know what you guys think if you've seen the entire 4-part series. If you haven't, I did give you a pretty decent one. A very good breakdown of it without all the extra conversations that they was having with the grandfather. Just come on, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why you the one making the spot hot? You making the spot. All that was just like bullshit, dude. Like, just walk away. And fellas, ladies, if you ever find yourself in a situation like that, just walk away. There's no reason to continue to instigate the problem and get law enforcement involved. But for the main thing, look at the scene that you're creating in front of the children. Not only your children, not only their daughter, but also the daughter with the new girlfriend and all the other children in the vicinity. Look at the spectacle that you're creating. Look at the trauma that you're definitely creating between the daughter who is with the daughter of the mother and the father who has the restraining order. Definitely creating trauma in that situation as well. And no amount of disagreement between adults is worth the trauma that you're creating in children. And that is the main reason why they are wrong, except for the mother. Like I said, she did at least took it outside. She asked somebody to take her daughter away, to get her away from the situation. So she did a very good job in that. But as far as the other side of the family, y'all dead wrong. And that little instigating ass girlfriend, she needs to be done away with. She needs to be like kicked to the curb. Kicked to the curb. A woman like that is always, and even if it was a man that was doing that, a person like that, so put it that way, a person like that is never really for your true benefit. They're always going to be somebody that gets you deeper and deeper into situations that you don't need to be in. Your partner should be a voice of reason when you have lost some of your emotional control. So y'all have a great day. I really want to hear what you guys got to think about it. But always remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.